Hello everybody, my name is Ben.
And I'm Jill, and we're parents to the lovely Maeve, who is now nearly 2.5 years old. So when Maeve was first born, the paediatricians came round and raised concerns that her appearance wasn't quite typical. And following that, we then had quite a few weeks of a lot of stress trying to find whether or not there was anything wrong and what we could do to help and get some answers.
So 2 months old, the community paediatricians had effectively told us we should just wait and see how Maeve would develop over the coming months and years. They had ordered some genetic testing, but we weren't really getting much from them in terms of action. Now, Jill actually spotted Maeve had pronounced nystagmus, that is to say jittery eye movements, and an apparent lack of vision. That's not the first word, nystagmus, that I had to go and Google along this process. And Jill fought hard to try and get people to pay attention to this nystagmus, and we finally ended up under the care of Gosh, where for the first time it felt like Maeve's symptoms were being taken seriously. It was concluded that she had some sight, and she duly received this very cute tiny pair of pink glasses to help with her extreme short-sightedness.
So by the time Maeve was 1, her vision was improving, but she was still only sitting unaided. She wasn't able to crawl, she wasn't able to bum shuffle, she still couldn't roll onto her tummy. And we were in lockdown and she weren't able to access any face-to-face appointments. So that was always quite difficult. Her communication, she wasn't yet speaking, she didn't have any sign. So she was mostly communicating by telling us she was frustrated when pulling her glasses off. So although the care we'd had at Gosh had been fantastic, we weren't seeing any physio support, we hadn't heard of occupational therapy, and were getting more concerned that her motor skills weren't developing. We also weren't getting any peer support from any other parents of children with similar situations. So everything felt a bit lonely, a bit lost, and a bit overwhelming and confusing.
So Jill confronted our health visitors eventually and said that we really needed some help here. And that's when they first mentioned Playskills. Now, Jill was faintly aware of Playskill through her profession, but she didn't really think that Maeve's challenges were the ones that Playskill would consider. But we got hold of the application forms off the website, we sent them off, and we hoped, expecting another long wait. Now, in this instance, hope paid off. After a video assessment with Jodie last November, in fact, we were swiftly offered a place starting in January this year, when Maeve would have been 18 months old. We had no preconceptions of what Playskill would offer. We did know they had a strong reputation, and we were delighted to be offered a place. But back in January, we were in the middle of another lockdown. We did receive a comprehensive timetable of what was going to be happening that term, so we thought, hey, anything is going to be better than nothing.
So we had our first sessions on Zoom and immediately just felt a lot more looked after. We had support from Jodie, the speech and language, Lucy in occupational therapy, and then Sue in physio, and had regular appointments with all of them every Monday morning. The other thing that we found really, really helpful were the evening Zoom training programs. So we could look through the list, think, oh, that might apply to Maeve, and do a lot of them just to sit and learn more and just feel more part of the Playskill family. And that really helped us to recognise when Maeve was feeling overstimulated, when she was having an apparent tantrum because she needed something that she wasn't able to communicate. And all of that has helped us as a family just to support Maeve.
Maeve took quite well to those online sessions. Perhaps because of the COVID restrictions, she'd grown a bit wary of new situations. She'd been to quite a few hostels and hostel appointments and was quite clingy. But on the online sessions, she was in her home environment. She was just behind us. And she was able to be coached in sort of physio, but in her own environment, using the equipment she was used to. So as a direct result of that encouragement from Playskill, Maeve pulled herself up to standing for the first time after a few months with Playskill. And the reactions from the staff just mirrored our own, really. It was great to be able to share in the delight from both the Playskill side and our own. And it just showed how everybody cared and was along with the journey with us the whole way through. So since then, she then went on to take her first steps after 8 months with Playskill. She picked up important sign language to help her try and communicate with us. And now the words are just tumbling out of her. A lot of those frustrations have been reduced as she's been able to communicate better how she's feeling and what she wants. We're still waiting for a referral to the NHS speech and language, though, many months down the line.
So Maeve's progressed, and then we as a family have been able to progress as well. So what's been fantastic about Playskill is being able to meet other parents who are on a similar journey so that we don't feel quite so isolated. We've had the face-to-face sessions, and we also are able to participate in a lot of the summer of fun activities and meet some of the graduate members as well as the members that go to other groups. And just talk openly about what we found difficult, what we're still finding difficult, where we need more support, and learn from other people's stories and just gain from that peer-to-peer support. We now know where to go for extra support, so it's fantastic that Playskill has this graduate scheme that we can stay members of and still attend the evening Zoom sessions and get support when we do get to EHCP time. So being a part of Playskill, I can't emphasise enough how much it has helped us over the last year. It's just made us feel so much more supported. We've had a lot of guidance on how to help and support Maeve, a lot of encouragement, and seeing the development and the change in Maeve, both in her gross motor ability as well as her speech, but also seeing how her confidence has improved from the first face-to-face term she attended, where she needed a cuddle every 5 minutes, to now going off with physio and not caring that I've stayed in the room talking to speech and language. So it's a lovely, lovely environment. It's a fantastic charity, and we will always be very, very grateful for their support.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Both the charity, the people involved, those that support the charity. We can't hope enough that other families are going to be able to benefit from Playskill in the future in the way that we have been able to so far. Thank you.
Thank you.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye-bye. See you later.